9:02, 69 degrees here at the Morning Doghouse. Glad you could be with us, and I've mispronounced his name. I feel like I try to get prepared for these things, or as one famous boxer would say, preparated, but I didn't get very preparated today.
That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that's kind of
it is
awkward
weird
now.
Yeah, so Ken Domash
Yeah.
is in the building with us today, and we're thankful. We got this summer tour that's been going on with a lot of folks that are stepping in. We love Grassroots. I love Shannon at Grassroots and what they do for us. We got the show on the weekends that brings us some new musical artists that comes in. So we've had a chance to hear some of your music, and we do know. So Ken, welcome, and what's the whirlwind been like for you here over the last couple of weeks?
It's been great. It's been super great. We, I think it was just last weekend, we were in Nashville filming the next songs that are coming out to radio.
Yeah.
So we're already, like, my head's half in that.
Yeah.
And that was so fun. And then the most fun was when the film director was like, okay, that's a wrap. It was like 3 o'clock on a Friday. I looked at my wife and I'm like, that's a wrap. Let's go. We hit it hard. We hit downtown Nashville. Like I feel like we left dents in the walls. It was great.
Oh yeah.
And then this week has been a lot of windshields. Luckily, it's been raining. Because usually after a week, going to the radio stations across the country, your car, you're like trying to get. You need like metal windshield wipers that have a scraper on it. That's an idea. That's the $1 million idea.
Yeah,
right there.
It's
a windshield wiper scraper.
Yeah, they had that with the 3-tri blade that came out a few years ago,
really?
And it left streaks on it. So we're going to have to figure out a way to make sure we don't get the streaks on there. Okay.
I think my metal idea is there.
That's there.
That's so
That's
like it would scrape forward.
Yes.
And squeeze you back.
Yeah, I like it.
Bam.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah. So it's been great. It's been great.
We've passed that, by the way, so you guys can't go. I don't want to see that in stores next week here, Greeneville. I don't want to see that in stores.
And I will say, radio rocks.
Yeah,
you know what? Yeah, and seriously, not to go off on a tangent, like while I'm driving, like I have a couple-hour drive in, the most awesome part of it is listening to live radio.
Live radio.
Like for real.
Yeah.
And listening just to the radio. I was driving and heard a Dolly Parton song with Kenny Rogers, with Islands in the Stream, right? I would never in my mind think, I'm going to turn that on, if I were to try and I'm just driving along, you don't bother to change it. And then you're like, it's like that Tommy Boy where they're singing that song together in the convertible. It's like the next thing you know, you're like singing the song and it's so embarrassing. So another reason why I do this by myself.
Yeah, you shouldn't say those things. You shouldn't say it. You're probably listening to Jake on the way in here because he loves playing that stuff.
Oh, really? Well, maybe that was there you go. Yeah.
He was doing all of that.
And then you're like admiring how incredible her vocals were. You're like in this different world. And then then you get hit with something else that you don't expect. That's what I love about it.
It's funny, you bring it up in the world of Dolly because this is where we live. This is the place we live. Dolly's world, we call it that.
It is. The whole planet. The whole planet. Dolly's planet. She's amazing. Could you imagine living her life?
No.
I mean, I'm gonna have my own amusement park.
Yeah,
You know what? I think I want to cover rock and roll. Go ahead and put me in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and let's just get every legend. And you know what? They're just gonna jump over themselves to play with me. Yeah. I mean, she's amazing. That has got to be the most fun life.
I'll send something out on socials and see who bothers to respond. Everybody on the planet.
That cool?
Yeah, it was cool. You've had a cool career, a cool life, I guess. You started out before with all this stuff, and I guess, and we're going to talk about this a little bit too. We're going to get into this. Tell us about what happened, and the dad aspect of you kind of came out. So how's your life kind of taken you from when you started, when you first came out, to where you are today?
Great segue for Father's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
That was, yeah. So, and here, not to tangent off on that, but I literally took notes as I was driving here.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a radio station playing, and they were talking about, how to be the foundations for being a good father.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't start bawling. This is like
exactly.
total turn, dude. Not for, I'm here to party with the big dog. I'm not here to start doing that. But
we're getting into joke day in a minute.
Yeah, it's good. Turn this around. But it was like, first, you gotta love God. Second, you gotta love your wife, and then third, you gotta love your kids. And you kind of think about all that and go, okay, so why am I doing music? Not to get very deep on it, because I try not to come off that way at all. Is that if you're given a gift to do something, don't just shove it in your sock drawer and say, hey, show up at the end of it going, hey, I didn't do anything with it, I didn't ruin it, here it is back. So that is legit why I'm doing it. Okay. The second part is, make sure you have a great relationship with your wife. My wife's in all my videos. My wife is 100% behind me. And when she's not, I'm not doing it. It's I got, I'll hit pause. Yeah. But with the kid aspect of it and being a dad, I was a soccer coach. I was taking them to karate. I was in karate class with them, in the gi, doing all the stuff. And, I guess my son was maybe like 5 years old. And I would release a song called Countryfied. Didn't know what I was doing. All I could see was the hood ornament going down the road, hitting the gas. And it comes out, and the first day I get a call, son, you got a silver bullet. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. So what do I do with that? It's like, well, we're going to send you on the road. And then we put out Ding Dang Darn It. That was going great. Man, that was so fun. Everybody was just having fun. It's just, the music is just me not taking myself serious. And then it was really flipping into main gear. And unfortunately, you're at a fork in the road, and it's like, all right, that on the radio show, it didn't say step one, be the rock star you need to be. Yeah. It's like no, that's not at all what it's about. So it's been the most awesome time with my kids. They're kind of, they're able to make themselves breakfast. They're able to tie their own shoes now. They're able to play soccer. My son's playing soccer tomorrow morning, and I'm like, I'd play, but I really want to be able to walk on Sunday, I know you guys are all grown up and you'll just leave me on the turf and keep playing. Nobody will even stop to see dad down. So through that whole time, I started getting involved in songwriting at the Nashville Songwriters Association. Mm-hmm. I thought, well, if I'm sidelined, if I'm on the bench of music while I'm, on the field with my kids, what can I do? Can I put out some music still? Can I have other artists cover it? That's another really, really hard avenue, for a songwriter to get people to cover their songs. I don't think the people listening or anybody really sees. I guess they do. It's just like trying to be the quarterback on a major football team. How do you do that? I mean, there's like so few that actually get their songs covered by an artist. Yeah. So that didn't work out so well, and then you get humbled with the responses of how not so great your songwriting is. So who's gonna cover if I was a beer? Yeah. It's like there's only one road to go there. And I did another album in between that time. I was gonna release an album like 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah. But again, it was the timing of it. Yeah. Speaking of dads, everybody probably thinks their dad is the best dad. I hope you do. Yeah. My dad, just so we're all on the same page, was the best dad. Right, okay. Yeah. For me, for sure, and always 100% there. If I wanted to do something, he just thought I was great at it, and he gave me that confidence of just feeling good about whatever I did. Because even right now, I hope all the dog listeners think this is the thing,
This is the stuff, man.
This is it. We got it. We love this song, But if not, I know my dad's up there thinking, hey, what are you doing, Kenny? But so that's a long answer to the dad story.
All right. So were you a soccer player? Did you play soccer?
So let's see.
Were you just one of those guys? Oh, you're interested with your kid. You're going to be our coach. Well, where
kind of all that. Okay. I was on the sidelines when my son started playing soccer, and the two coaches there were kind of watching my reaction, because I'll tell everybody I'm not a sports guy. Yeah. But if you get me at a party, then there's football playing. It's like I am into the game. I don't know who's playing, but man, I am on it. I'm passionate. I'm losing my mind rooting, and I don't even know what sometimes who I'm rooting for. Yeah. I'm that guy. By the way, you never ask who's playing. That's number one. Yeah, you walk into a party. First off, you walk in, you bring in cold beer. Yeah. Right. Second off, never ask who's playing. Right. That's never it. And don't ask who that is. You just start cheering and rocking it out. What were we talking about? Oh, sports. I'm just here giving dad advice. I'm just all dad advice, man. Yeah. I thought I was gonna be, an awesome soccer player. In high school, I ended up going to a high school that was like the best soccer team. Like they were amazing, and I didn't know what was up. I'm like, I kind of like this. I grew up doing karate. Yeah. Okay. And long story short, I was gonna play soccer, and my mom was, very, 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 very protective. And everything she said is now like a thing. Yeah. Like, don't head the ball, Kenny. You'll get a concussion. Don't head the ball. I lose track of how many.
You know that.
But I lose track of how many people I knocked out, because my dad drove me to karate every night, so I could kick, 7 feet higher than my own head, right? And if the ball was up there, I'd be kicking it. And if somebody beat me to it, oh snap, I'm off the field. I'm a bad soccer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to this great high school, and I didn't get on the team, so that meant I'm going to practice. And in college, I made the team. And as I was leaving their first practice, on the other soccer field were these guys that were playing soccer like unbelievably well. Like they were kicking the ball and it was just arcing and just like getting wedged in the top corner of the net. It was so great. I'm like, are you guys on the team? And they're like, no. I'm like, I don't understand. It's like, no, we don't know. I'm like, where are you from? It's like, well, we're from Brazil. I'm like, okay. I'm butchering the thing. You know, I'm like, all right, we are instantly best friends. I'm going to play with you guys every day. I never showed up to the team again. Yeah. And these guys were amazing. We just played soccer all day. So I've never had any real training. I did that. I grew up with my best friend Dave and playing soccer and juggling all the time. So anyhow, I'm on the sidelines. I'm not into soccer. I'm into art and music, kind of the work. And anyhow, they're like, well, would you like to coach? And I'm like, huh. I'm gonna tell you what, if I can hit the top of the post out there with the ball, like way out there, I'll coach. And they're like, sure. And I give it a kick like those Brazilian guys did, and it arches and hits the top of the post. I'm like, all right, I'm in. And
the crossbar challenge.
Yeah, it was awesome. I couldn't do it again if I had to. They were just like impressed. So can I keep telling you the story? No, I don't know how long you want me to.
Let's go. I don't care.
So I don't know if you actually have dogs in the studio that you're gonna let loose on me to say, get the dude out of here. We asked him to sing a song and he won't shut up. Where was I going? Oh yeah. So there's a thing called futsal. Have you ever heard of futsal?
Futsal, yeah.
Coolest sport I've ever seen. It's like soccer and basketball. It's on a court. And what I learned was that all of these select teams would be playing futsal. So I put together a team of guys that were not select players. So I rented the gym. Rented meaning I called the YMCA and said, can I use the gym once a week? And they said, sure. So me and my team would get together. I'm like, here's what we're going to learn. We're going to learn 3 plays. And here's how we're going to do it. And so I watched on YouTube how to play futsal. Yeah. And the biggest trick I had was the goalie would have the ball, and the 4 players would, whether they're in diamond or square, I'd tell them all to run to a corner and say, I'm open. So they'd run to the corner. So the defenders would chase these guys to the corners. So now you've got a short court with my best player in goal and the other goalie looking at him. And it's just like, it's like, and he just threw the ball forward, ran up the middle, and would take a shot. And like half the time he would score. Yeah. So here we are in a select team. And I don't think our team like literally ever lost. And the last game, I didn't know this, but they painted themselves green underneath their jerseys. and we were winning, and the other team was just mad at me because they thought that was cheating.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah.
But it was. If it is, I'm sorry, but we got away with it.
Play his own.
Yeah, exactly. And it was the last game. It was the big game, and the boys won. And they took their shirts off, and they're running around painted green. And I'm kind of hanging my head down, like going, no. We never celebrate. I was the coach that would sit down on my hands so I wouldn't be screaming. Yeah. That was like a thing. Yeah. So I gotta do that. I didn't want to be that coach, right? And then afterwards out in the parking lot, the other team was wanting to fight us, and it was just a hot mess. It was and I'm like telling the guys, I'm like, guys, let's not do this. Our kids are here. Let's go inside. And as I'm trying to settle down, all these angry parents, all the kids' dads push me aside. They're like, hey, that's our best friend. And I'm like going, oh, snap. This is a hot mess. This is awful. But awesome memories.
And then, and I'm done. I'm going back to musical career, and I'm going to write. I'm going to do all kinds of things.
How do you give up futsal coaching? I mean, that's like the bomb.
Ken Domash is in the studio with us. He's got a new song that we're trying to push out here, and you may have heard it this past weekend. It's called "If I Was a Beer." So just kind of give me the idea. Yeah, if I was a beer. And so we're going to play it for you. Give me just kind of the idea as to it's pretty simple. But
the song,
the story behind it.
It's a simple song. I mean, like I was saying, rules in life. If you're going to show up at a football party or any party, you show up with 2 6-packs of cold beer, right? Yeah. And what do people do? Smile at you, like, get in! Yeah, man! Yeah! You want a beer? Yeah! So picture the expression you get of everybody when you show up. Picture being the beer. You're the beer. So we almost did the video from the beer's perspective. But that's the whole idea. And you sit there and you see people at a bar. I mean, I picture myself many times where you're going through rough times. And you're just peeling the label, and the beer sweat, and you're like making little lines on it. And I was like, if you were trying to to know somebody, if you were that beer, you'd know them more than just about anybody.
Well, let's play it for you. If I was a beer, this is Ken Domash. Yes, sir. All right, here we go. We're back. In the studio with Ken Domash, who has graciously joined us. His new song is If I Was a Beer. We're going to hear another song. And I was telling Ken about my life, and I didn't want to interrupt his soccer story and say, no, you're doing it way wrong, dude. That's just way wrong. That is it. But no, our local team, our high school team, played in the state championships in soccer this year. My son plays, and of course, I did the exact same thing. So I was a big-time golfer, too. I loved playing golf, and I was in a lot. And we had kids, and it was like, And the YMCA was like, hey, Brian, why don't you coach a team? Got 2006, 7, 8, something along those lines, and it was on from there. So my life had stopped. I basically will go do my job, and then I'm on the soccer field.
Right.
I'm on the pitch and watch that. And so those guys, that was a huge thing to see them go compete. We lost in PKs, and it's not even a loss, so I don't even understand why we say it that way. They tied. And the state championship was decided by fate. That's kind of the way that we live. So it's been fun. I got a daughter and son another year and a daughter with a couple of years left. So maybe I'll get back out on the golf course. I'm not sure if that's.
Does anybody know you did pro soccer?
Yeah, there's a few.
That's incredible,
there, right?
Here I am trying to act like I'm the GOAT. Oh yeah, I played with these fellows, Luciano and I, and no, you actually did it, and you were pro for a couple of years.
It was a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
It was fun. It was tough times.
The discipline of that.
That's just it all the time. It's constant. Constantly.
Wow. And the running.
Yeah.
I was out with that. The running part was brutal.
Oh, yeah. So Ken Domash is in the studio. We got Friday Joke Day.
Yes, you do.
Friday Joke Day.
Yes.
So I've had a few. You want to hear the ones that I had today?
I was listening to him on the way in. The bowling was awesome.
Yeah, the bowling. So I have another one with the dog, and that was early this morning. So that started. Then you got one.
I'll make up. I got a couple.
All right,
I'm a dad.
All right, we're going back.
I got a whole.
All right,
well, actually, I don't. Now that you did that,
you're done, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. So my first one this morning was see if I. Oh yeah. My dog is a very smart dog, but we were playing Scrabble one night, and it jumps up on the table and. Just the other night, jumps up on the table and starts eating up all the tiles. And it could cause some serious issues. So we said, well, we better take him to the vet. No word yet.
I'm sorry.
No word.
Oh man, you just made me look really dumb. I'm just like sitting there blank, like, really? You don't know what happened? That's not cool. That's not cool. I heard one. I was just yesterday, and This is the total dadism when you don't know the punchline.
Yeah.
But it was about a guy who had a dog that could talk, and he took it to a radio show, and they're like, "Well, show us what the dog does." He's like, "Prove the dog can actually speak." He's like, "All right, whatever the dog's name." He's like, "What do you, what is sandpaper?" He's like, "Rough." And the guy's like, "Oh, that's impressive." He's like, What's on top of the building? Rough. He's like, that's just stupid. He's like, what's another thing that would end with rough? He asked him, what's the square root of 9? And he goes, rough. And the guy's like, that's dumb. So the guy leaves with his dog, and he's out in the parking lot. The dog looks at the owner and goes, I thought it would have freaked him out if I would have told him 3. So, that had nothing to do. I mean, that was just the last joke someone told me. Legit. You're up. Next.
All right. So using this in Pikeville today, the greatest wife ever tells me that onions are the only vegetable that can make me cry.
Okay.
So I picked up a coconut, threw it at her face.
What? How does that relate to dogs? What is that? I thought we had a dog theme going.
So it's not a dog joke.
That doesn't count. I got a dog joke.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so And you've got me really nervous. He has 2 big monitors up here. When we sat down, he goes, "I did my research on you, kid." I'm like, "Oh snap! What is he gonna bring up?" So I don't know if it's on your monitor, but there was a minute in my life when I was a professional magician.
Oh yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so
that's where we were going. That's
okay,
where we were going.
Here's your segue. Okay,
right,
I'm trying to be radio friendly. What do you call a dog that can do magic? Labracadabrador. Bam. That happened. That just happened right here. That's the dog. There you go.
That's good. I'll have to use that. I have to use that next. But yeah, but we did. We went into this as an architect, and and designing your own covers and doing a lot of that kind of stuff for your art, for all of the albums, and then you spent some time doing some magic. But yeah, I was going to kind of get into that, but that was a perfect segue to get into it. But you just find new things to do, like even me right now, with I'm not out on a golf course, or I'm not out running around at different golf courses and doing stuff, and so I get a chance to be at home a lot and see a lot of things. And it's not that I picked up anything new, but you did. It's like I'm going to be a magician here for a little bit, and I can do this. I'm an architect. I can design. I can draw. I can do a lot of this stuff, and it's a lot of really impressive stuff. I mean, you've had a good career.
I've had a good life. Has been good, and you know why? I can tell you the sauce for why. I mean, and others would look at it and say the guy's a goof, but in my own head, when I was in 7th grade, I was on a track team. And I was really fast. You were telling me that your superpower as a soccer player was being fast. I was so fast, right? And it's like my superpower faded as I got older. So like in 5th grade, oh man. 6th grade, pretty fast. I get to 7th grade, I still had it, but not the super juice, right? So I'm in the 100-yard dash, and I ran the fastest I'd ever ran in my life. I was on fire.
Yeah.
Came in last, like legitimately last. And I finished that race. I didn't even stop at the finish line. I ran around. I go to the benches. My dad's up there. I'm like, "Did you see that?" And he's like, "Yeah." I mean, I'm like jumping like, "Dad, did you even see that?" He's like, "You came in last, right?" I mean, settle down. This is almost embarrassing. And I'm like, "Yeah, but did you see how well I came in last?" And that he would use that story forever. So like almost when you've got your mom, your dad behind you, when you've got as you grow up, when you have your kids on your side, when you have your family, your wife on your side, your best friends, even when you come in last, it's like you won. It's like, did you see how that was? And long story, I found out maybe, 7 or 8 years ago that my friend that won that, it was like the fastest he'd ever ran in his life. That is like still the high school record for that. So I was in the heat that nobody's ever ran faster in. And it made me run faster than I ever did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, that gives me the confidence, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
If you fail, you feel good.
And I would say you have to feel good a lot about what your life is. Segue into the song you'll perform for us. And I kind of put you on the spot. I said, "Hey, I want to hear Life's Happening Now."
Yeah.
So the story behind this song.
So ironically, that song, I mean, when you hear it, when I play it, I have a hard time not thinking of my wife. I have a hard time not thinking of my life. Every day I go for a walk with my wife. We take our dogs and go for a walk. Same little track. Mm-hmm. And I mean, every time it's almost like, "Gee, should we change the topic?" It's like we're just trying to figure out life. Mm-hmm. Period. There's always stuff going on. We're always trying to figure out. We were having a conversation off air. Where do you want your family to live? Where do you want to live?
Right.
Are you doing the right career? Are you in the right career? What would have happened if you tried this or that? Should you put your blinker on and not hit the gas? So you're just constantly thinking about that. And ironically, this song, it feels like I wrote it yesterday. I wrote it over 10 years ago.
Right.
And I didn't even know it because I write songs and I put them on the walls and I leave the ones up that I think are kind of working out. And really the way that I find out if a song is going to make it to a studio is if my wife is, "I was a bear, I bet you." I'm like going, "Huh, she's singing that one. How funny." It's like, I guess that. And she's literally my barometer for, so like I'll send them into the songwriters group and they'll give me criticisms, right? Mm-hmm. Those are great. Yeah. But my real thing is if my wife says, "Yeah, that's the song. You need to go record that." So that's the song is just about no matter where you are, that's where you are. And we're all struggling to get through life. You know, I'm struggling to put a song on the air because it feels like I'm just supposed to, right? I don't know where it's going. I don't know where it'll end. But when you look back, that was the secret. You know, when you're raising your kids, and it's so hard. When I talk to people that have like 4-year-old kids, it can be miserable.
Right.
It really is hard when they're crying and you have to pull the car over and get out just so you can like go, oh my gosh, how does a human being make a sound that high? You know, it's like I can't even put earplugs in, and you're just inside, just like, how do I get through it? And then you look back and go, that is the most awesome memory I have is that. You know, the most awesome memory was losing that 100-yard dash.
Yeah.
The good memories are good too, but that's just it. No matter where you are, there you are.
Life's happening now. He's Ken Domash.
Just another year, and we'll be happy. I keep hearing these words from Giraffe D. If we could make our way back down Baker Street, I bet we'd find out right where we're supposed to be. Where we're supposed to be. But life's happening now, as I'm trying to figure it out. Just a little more time and maybe we'll find out what it's all about. Life's happening now, so take a good look around, and maybe we'll see that it's something that we've already found. Life's happening now. I used to think that things were so darn easy. Everything just seemed to come to me. I used to say that things were so darn easy, but now I'm starting to find out who I want to be. Who I want to be. But life's happening now, as I'm trying to figure it out. Just a little more time and maybe we'll find out what it's all about. Life's happening now, so take a good look around, and maybe we'll see that it's something that we've already found. Life's happening now. Now if we close our eyes we might miss it. Don't wanna be left with empty wishes. Yeah, you and I keep trying to fix this. Maybe home we need all more kisses. All more kisses. Life's happening now, as I'm trying to figure it out. Just a little more time and maybe we'll find out what it's all about. Life's happening now, so take a good look around, and maybe we'll see that it's something that we've already found. Life's happening now, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na.
He's Ken Domash. That is awesome. That's really good stuff.
The studio got big there. That was cool.
Yeah, we had a few people come in from outside, you know.
You know what's crazy? But yeah, no, what's crazy is when you're doing a song like that, you forget entirely where you are. I don't know. I'm sitting there wondering what you're thinking while I'm playing it, but my eyes are just closed, and I'm just picturing so many things in my life. And then you finish and you hit the applause button. I'm like, whoa, where am I?
Yeah. We had some people walk in.
That was cool.
It's really awesome. I don't know if you picked up on this, but a very likable guy, Ken Domash. A guy that, just give his music a listen. You can go visit it. For my East Tennessee people, Domash.
If you want to find it, look under Do Mash. Do the mash. Mash it up, man. It's Domash.
Yes, go check that out. Yeah, and it's fun. So Ken Domash, Domash. I like that better.
It's easier.
Domash.
You tell me what to do so people can find it, and that's where I'm going, man.
Facebook, it's as well. Ken Domash.
I think it's actually under Ken Domash or Domash Music.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same for Instagram. It's Ken Domash Music. I think Twitter is Ken underscore. Man, you've got these two big screens up. I'm going by memory. And then YouTube is just.
I just took you right.
No, what's the other one? TikTok. TikTok is just Ken Domash.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Domash as you have it.
Domash.
Do the mash. Mash it up. Mash them all together. And then just KenDomash.com.
Yeah.
You know what's great about having that name? If there's one good thing, you can't pronounce it. You can't spell it. But you can't take it because you know what no one else on the planet has? That name. And when I went to go get my the URL, right? Yeah. I call up and it's like, how did Luke Combs get that? I mean, you got to think there's another.
There's got to be.
And Jason Aldean. I mean, that's a unique name, but maybe not. Yeah. Parker McCullum. I don't know. These are, who's, I'm like, I don't know, maybe like 4 months ago, I was like, yeah, I guess instead of doing Domash Music, I guess I'll do my name. I wonder if I can get that. Yep, that was a certain. Yeah, there's no one on the planet. Think about that though. I know. It's pretty great.
I thought Brian Stayton was taking it. I should have gone by Brian Stayton, and then I would have been able to get any kind of domain.
You couldn't get it.
Not that I really look for that for passwords or for other things on Twitter.
Yeah,
or whatever
it's a huge world, isn't it?
I got to use 18 letters or 18 numbers and all that other kind of stuff. So it is a big world. I mean, you just don't realize, a lot of that's out there. Just as common folk, but see, you're a superstar. See, so
you know who the big star is?
Yeah.
My wife.
Yes, exactly.
She's
right.
All the videos. You know that.
Ever. Yeah,
she's on it because you don't want to see my ugly mug. Ain't nobody gonna tune into that. And boy, she does not want to do it either. It's so funny. The first big sale. You want to do what you want to do is like, how do I convince my wife this is a good idea?
Yeah.
And then, how do I convince her to be part of it? And then, how do I make her be the thing that people really want to see? Anyway.
Man, her voice is low.
She should do a Milli Vanilli. Loves heaven now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's good stuff. So good. Ken, thank you so much.
Thank you
for stopping in. You're heading up to Pikeville, so say all friends hello. Tell my friends up there in Pikeville. At the college. You do have a bit of a trek back home from Pikeville through the mountains of Kentucky.
That'll be cool.
So
that'll be cool.
You'll get there.
Honest to goodness, I never look ahead. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just looking at the hood ornament, hitting gas. Yeah, but thank you for playing the song.
Yes.
Thank you for having me here.
Thanks. Hey, on our socials, we'll put up the If I Was a Beer, right? So we got that for you, and it's a little gift pack. I'm keeping a hat, though, as I do. So I'm keeping a hat, but thanks for bringing that in.
Oh, awesome.
We're going to put that up on our socials and give that away to someone.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. I have some more stuff, too.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, we got more stuff.
Dude. Yeah, if you're going to do that makes it fun.
Yeah, it does. Bam. Because it goes like crazy. It's like our dad. We're doing
and it's
our dad
good
today.
Stuff, too.
Yeah, it is
it's
stuff.
like, when I say that, it's like we have a merch store, but you've got the stuff that's not even on our merch store.
Well, I'm going to keep this.
Yeah, keep I'm
not telling you. I'm not even telling you.
No, it's radio. They don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, he brought cookies. There was no beer. There was no beer bucket. There was nothing here. There was nothing happening. There were no hats. There was nothing.
I'm no longer taking a picture of it.
Very good. Yeah. But I brought some more stuff. That's super cool. If your dog listeners are up for it, bam.
Man, we're up for it.
If they'll bite.
Dude, right. We are up for it. I could give away used toothbrushes.
Nice. I have that. Hey, you know what? You get my pick. Bam.
Yes, I got to pick. All right.
Just played the Life's Happening Now. It's actually a cool pick. It's really a solid one.
Yes.
But anyway, thank you for having me.
Hope you have another one.
I do. Yeah. I'll do a finger style of the next one. Softer version.
That guy Brian down in Greeneville, he took
my pick. I'll have one, man. It's pickpocket.
Ken, thank you for being here. Thank you. Ken Domash, go check him out. KenDomash.com. And then you can find that all the way around. Yes, Domash. And of course, you'll hear a little bit more of that on the weekends as well with Ken. And I know that it'll happen. It's happened before. You'll be hearing that again Monday morning here in the Morning Doghouse. It's 9:42.
That was fun, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now you're going to be getting all the things. So you're a soccer player?